So the good news is, while we are going to talk about the new UX and the cruise mode in this webinar, you guys already have access to it. We launched a couple of hours before the webinar, so that you guys have a hang of it. You can use it. Hey, Lakshay. Yeah.
Perfect. Should we?
Yeah.
I think we should get going.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Perfect. I'll share my
How was
screen.
it, Xavier? I see you've created 3 articles already. Wow.
Let me know when you guys are able to see my screen.
Yeah, I can see you still.
We can.
Perfect.
Maybe folks on the chat can confirm. Guys, can you see the screen? Cool.
Great. So we all set?
Yeah.
Perfect. Thanks everyone, for joining in. We are super duper excited for this launch. This is one of our biggest drop post 15th of September when we launched our product first. All of us have worked like quite a few months to make this happen. So we all are super duper excited. What I'm gonna talk today as an agenda is the change methodology. Why this change? What's the idea behind, and what we actually did to make that happen. What has actually changed as a result of your feedback and a few other things that we did. Saurabh will run through platform overview of changes, what has changed, and what new things have come up, obviously including the cruise mode. And then there is an interesting giveaway time which we'll talk about in the end. So I would suggest everyone to wait post the platform overview as well. Great. So I'll talk about why the need for change, right? While we were doing good, and the UX was working fine, but why did we do a massive change, right? Instead of building new and newer stuff, we thought let's step back and figure out how do we go more and more deeper into our product to make it most useful and most usable for our users. For that, we did close to 54 user interviews of our existing users, and thanks to a lot of you in the webinar right now who have helped us give that insight. We did industry expert interviews, 10 interviews from industry experts, and then obviously had a lot of discussions with our UX team. We especially worked with a very, very specialized UX team for this work. The problems that came out were multifold. One was a navigational problem, that to write a long form content, one has to go through the SEO hub, and without SEO hub, the long form writing was not possible. Workflow for some of the things could have been built, and it could be more seamless. AI writing UX was not consistent, as in when you write short form in AI Copywriter, versus when you write short form in the SEO editor, the look and feel, the way it works is different. Hence the difference in UX consistency and onboarding, right? We with this launch, we have significantly enhanced our onboarding, which on the dashboard you can sort of see what all to expect in the product, and go through all the videos there itself for it to be very, very self-explanatory for you guys. So that's the key motivation, which drove all of us to make this happen. And what all has changed, right? Pertaining to these 4 things that I talked about: navigation, workflow, UX consistency, and onboarding. These are the 4 things that we changed. We introduced a new editor for AI writing, which you can open without going through the trouble of going through an SEO hub. So that makes it seamless, obviously making it much more powerful as well. We significantly enhanced the content brief and insight section. Now insight section is way more usable, and the brief building is very, very insightful and relatively more easier, right? We obviously introduce cruise mode, where you can create a blog end to end in 5 minutes. And then the onboarding that I was talking about, that you can easy onboarding, which you can see on the dashboard, right? So that's the crux of why we changed and what all has changed. Without any further delay, I would sort of want to sort of jump in to the platform overview. But before that, a very, very interesting thing.
Yeah, I mean, as Saurabh covers cruise mode and the new long form editor and the overall look, please go ahead and tweet your experience with the cruise mode and overall Scalenut. One or probably many will win 3 months pro plans for free. We will be announcing the results tomorrow in the community. So go ahead, it's at the rate Scalenut_AI. The ones who tweet the first and the best quality ones obviously have much higher chance of winning the pro plan free. So yeah, I mean, as we go ahead, take out time and drop in a short tweets there. Perfect.
Yeah, look forward to your tweets, guys.
Cool. So I think before we sort of jump there, I think there are a few questions around the cruise mode. We will cover the plans and what plans have what. So allow some time. Let's run through this and we'll cover that part as well. So everybody, I mean, some time for that as well.
Cool. Can you see my screen, guys?
Yes.
Maybe a quick yes nudge on the chat will help if you're there.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Just give me a second. Let me adjust this. Right. So finally, this is the dashboard. This is the dashboard we all have been waiting for. I'll very quickly cover things which Gaurav mentioned so that we can stitch through, what we built versus what our analysis was, right? First things first, what you will see now going forward is that we have a dedicated dashboard. Earlier, this was missing. We just had a couple of products out there, and user wouldn't really get to know which product to use for what type of content, right? So what we did was, we contemplated what will be the easiest nudge for all users to come on the platform and maybe get to the right point, And after several iterations, this is the simplest we could think of. What would you like to create today? Like a simple question, and it gives you options all across the content types we cover at Scalenut, right? Now, what this is a high level of all the categories of the content types we do, right? If you want to check exact use cases, just click here and you get to know all sorts of content types we cover through our AI writing. So that's one addition. You directly come to the dashboard and whatever you want to create, just select from here. That's one. I'll get to creation of content in a bit, but before that, let me just go through what else you can see on this dashboard. If I scroll down, the second problem, which Gaurav mentioned was around onboarding. Whether you are a new customer at Scalenut or you are a new team member of an existing account. One problem which, unanimously was coming out to us was, hey, you guys do a lot of things, but it gets really difficult to understand what the complete scope of the platform is. We do, AI writing, we do SEO research, and then we do SEO grading as well. So what we did was we introduced a simple nudge. For example, in this account, there are 5 different aspects of Scalenut which we're talking about, and I have completed 4 of them. It's sort of an onboarding journey, but it's really useful because it comes, it is accompanied with a short description, a quick nudge to try that option, as well as a help video. So on all these options, you'll see some amazing videos which will tell you how to use that aspect of the tool. So very quickly, I'll not go in details. We're talking about the short form AI templates, which we just saw. We're talking about the AI toolbar, which is the long form content, which we were knowing before. And then we're talking about the SEO research. I'm going to talk about in few moments about cruise mode and the content grading, which is the proprietary grading score Scalenut assigns to SEO content, right?
Here's a quick feedback to maybe reduce the uh, speed of talking. I think that'll help a lot of users.
Okay, right. Cool, I'll try that. Next up is several, helpful cards which are going to help you when you use the platform. For example, we are running this giveaway, which Mayank is going to talk about towards the later part of this webinar. So all these cards, so that users do not miss any information. You've got these cards there. We've got quick link to our Chrome extension, to our community, other platforms, as well as other means through which you can probably earn your SaaS credits, right? So currently we're running the scheme where you review us, on the platforms, and you're able to, get some SaaS credits. Okay, so I'll quickly talk about the left menu and then jump onto the content creation aspect. On the left-hand side, this is something you would have seen earlier as well. So AI Copywriter. We've got SEO Hub. We are expanding it very soon with clusters. I'll not talk about it right now. We'll wait for it to come to the beta stage, and then we'll talk again about it. And then all the options which were present earlier, archive, AI outputs. You have our marketplace, which has been rebranded to Talent Network, and your account settings, and a dedicated help center. So quick access on the left-hand side for all the options. Cool. Let's try to now create something. What happens, when you go and probably click on this? Let's see. So when you click on product descriptions, you directly come to this editor. So that's the other aspect which we got from a lot of users as review was, hey, you've got an editor in your long form SEO writing. Why don't you introduce something similar for all the short form use cases you're doing? Because this is not a disjoint task. When you create sort of a description or something else, and we'll do some examples here, you try to create something, then engage with the content. So earlier, what our users would be doing was, put some input, get an output, then go to something probably like a Google Docs and engage with the content there. No need now, because whatever you create in Scalenut, you can go to the editor, export it in an editor, and even use the long form tools here. Let's do an example here. Maybe let's try with an ADA example. I'll try to create something for, let's say, Scalenut. So let's say it's an AI writer for marketing teams, specializing in content. Cool. We've added a keyboard shortcut. I'm going to use that. It's Command and G. So what it does is you don't need to just go scroll down to the button and it will create content for you. Cool. Right. So we've got a couple of options here. Again, if I press Command G, I can create more options here, and those options get appended on the top. Which one do I like here? Yeah, maybe this one. Right. So just on a click of this button, this comes and inside the editor. And now what happens is it's a free-flowing content for you, and you can use all sorts of our long-form operators and our AI toolbar to just engage with the content. For example, maybe I just want to pick this line and maybe rephrase this. Let's see what comes up. Yeah, it tries to change few words, and yeah, our marketing department improve. Yeah, probably some changes. Maybe I'll just replace it. Gets replaced here, right? And maybe what I can do is I'll use this ADA template to create an email. So use the above content. Let's see what pops out. And instruct has a keyboard shortcut of Command Enter. I tend to use a lot of shortcuts here on Scalenut. Okay, it's trying to create some similar content, but that's okay, because I want my AI to use the above content here and write an email. Cool. Cool. So what has it? Looking for narrator, talks about SEO content, some formatting issues here. Yeah, I could probably continue writing here. If I want to extend this, end the email. Oh, it didn't. Let's say, try it out with again, right? Yeah. Yeah, tries to write more content here. But the idea here is, just keep on using multiple templates and engage with the content. Because again, as I mentioned, people don't want to just use one use case as a standalone input-output workflow. They are engaging and creating multiple, content points using multiple use cases. So for example, I'll probably talk about like one thing which we got to know like in our beta program was people have already started using our templates to create landing pages. So what they're doing is they're using all these different use cases, create the content, and they can also use this text formatter to make headings and position it according to wherever the content has to go in the web page, and then this directly flows to the designer. So this is a much better workflow than probably creating one-off content from here, putting it in a Google Doc, and then going and engaging with it. Cool. So this is more about the AI content generation. Now, this has been created as a document, and if you want to go back, you can either go in the AI Copywriter, and you'll probably see this document created here. Lots of untitled documents here. You can pick any do things like rename or documents and all sort of things. But you can also get into AI outputs to check specific outputs which were generated from AI. So that option still remains. So this is the new AI Copywriter for you guys, right? And I'll take a pause and maybe Gaurav, in case there are any questions which need to be answered here. Else I will get to the more awaited feature, which is the cruise mode.
Yeah, I think no specific questions, and please go ahead. Again, folks, with respect to plans, we'll answer those questions. Focus probably on the features.
I will again call out the amazing contest we are running today, which is tweet about what you feel about the new UX, the cruise mode, which we're just going to try out for a new blog, and tag us, and also maybe just use the hashtag cruise mode, and we'll be going through all the tweets, and we'll choose one or probably more in case we like more, and whosoever we like will get 3 months of pro subscription free. So
absolutely.
Yeah, and Pro comes with everything unlimited, so that's a good option, right? Cool. Right. So coming back to cruise mode, so another feedback, which we got was, there are two types of SEO content creation workflows. One is very research focused, where you research on the topic, you create briefs, you share with your writers, do elaborate editings. But then there is another workflow where people want to expedite sort of, the workflow. And that is where the cruise mode inception happened, right? Where we started thinking around, hey, what would be, a very quick way of creating blogs wherein we sort of marry the AI content writing with SEO intelligence we already have. And that is where SEO blog came in. Let me just try out, what happens here. Like if I click on this, it directly asks you for a keyword you want to rank about. Let's say, sitting in India, by the way, and tolerating this heat, one thing which comes to my mind is climate change. Maybe climate change causes. Let's create a report for this and maybe create a blog around climate change causes. So earlier, when you used to create a report, it would wait for about a minute or so, and only then you could engage with the report. And that was sort of an hassle. So what we did here was directly let the user come in, ask him to put in some context, And by that time, if you check, in the bottom, your SEO report is being created. Now, going back to the question which Jason asked, can't see the next button being highlighted. So it takes about anything between around 40 to 60, 70 seconds. Once this report is generated, what it does is in the background, it's collecting a lot of SEO intelligence, packaging it in the right way, so that in your current workflow, wherein you're going to use, this report, actually this report just got created. So maybe less than a minute or so, right? And what it will do is, as I progress in this workflow, it's going to nudge me with the right SEO aspects, right? Let's look at it. Maybe, let's put some context here. Talk about concerns and causes of climate change, right? A good context really helps the AI understand what sort of outputs you're looking at over the next steps, right? And I'll let you know, as we progress onto the next step. So let's say I just click on next. The next step here is choosing a title. Now, the user has options, as soon as I presented the cruise mode with some context, what it did was generated some AI-powered titles for you, right? The 5 main causes of climate change, what you can do to prepare for the effects of climate change, understanding causes and effects, things like that. But what it also did was it scraped the top 30 URLs, and it is going to present you with all the titles so that you get an understanding of, what your competitors are writing about. So this one is like climate change, evidence and causes, you asked, we answered. So that sort of. So all of them are more like, informational articles. It's like a very good topic, and that can clearly be seen at the bottom of the screen where our AI reporting module has suggested you need A grade of content piece, right? So maybe I'll use one of the, maybe I'll use this, right? Title, right? I go ahead. Now, very important step. As soon as you have given, yourself a title, you go and create a outline for yourself. Now, this is set of H2s and H3s, as well as FAQs. We've talked about it, time and again. A good informational article needs to have lots of questions in it. And that's the reason, if you see, we've given special preference to the FAQs. So it also has, as we had in a report, some AI generated questions, Reddit questions, Google questions, Quora questions, whatever we could scrape, out of Google for climate change causes, right? So I'll go back to the outlines and look at what people are writing about. At the same time, what it does is, it also automatically starts generating some ideas for you. And it's all automated, come to the next step from title to outlines, and you'll say some generated ideas. And I can just keep on generating more ideas for it, right? They'll get appended on the top and generate as many ideas, and then you select whatever you want. Similarly, FAQs, you can just select a few from here, a few which have already been asked on Google, and make a good outline. Let's make a outline here very quickly. So I want to add what is climate change. I'll add causes of climate change. I'll probably go here and see what are people writing. So maybe they're talking about greenhouse, they're talking about rising emissions, global warming, volcanic activity, things like that, right? Cool. What also I can do is probably, let's say when I'm talking about global warming, I can go further in it and I can generate H3 ideas for, let's say, this H2, right? And it's just very seamless. As soon as you add an H2, you get an option. Either you manually add an H3, or you can generate H3 ideas, or just ignore it if it's a standalone H2, right? So maybe in global warming, I want to talk again about causes of global warming, effects, maybe generate some more ideas. And maybe I'll talk about solutions here itself, right? In my FAQs, let me add a couple of them from here, from the AI. And maybe I can also go check what people are asking or what AI has asked, has created questions. So maybe this one's like, what do we actually know about climate change? And all of these get added to your FAQs. That's it. Create your outline here. And just notice what we have done here. What we have done here is we've included all the AI aspects on your left, all your SEO aspects on right, and just asked you to very seamlessly use all of those. I have not typed a single word since I have given the context. That is the only place where I typed, right? Go to the next option. Excuse me, guys, I'm a little under the weather, so you'll have to bear with me. Good. Writing points. Fourth step, again, very, very important. More often than not, what we've seen is people try to talk about first drafts where they just give a topic and a first draft comes out, right? We tried that approach. Basically, worthless articles come out of it. The reason being, you're not able to nudge the AI in the right direction, right? You are completely in the hands of AI, and you do not have any sort of control how your content will flow. So what we did was we introduced this writing points aspect that for every heading, every H2 and H3, the AI automatically tries to generate some writing points, and just look at how relevant will that be. We're talking about climate change, talks about directly that it's created by human activities, talks about carbon dioxide, warmer weathers, things like that. But as you scroll down, for every heading, when it comes to greenhouse, it talks specifically about greenhouse, volcanic activity, and things like that. Now, what all you can do here is, depending on the different use cases, let's say you want to cover one topic, one writing point ahead of the other. So just grab that up, move it, and even things like maybe I don't want to talk about it, so I'll delete a few. I don't like the writing points generated. Maybe I write something manually here, or I can just regenerate few more writing points, right? So maybe I'll talk about overpopulation here for rising emissions, right? That's that. And just look at this, like every article heading has writing points assigned to it, and you can play around with all of them, and that's that. Once you have this, job is done. Click this and then wait for a few seconds. What it's doing in the background, it's trying to understand all the writing points across all the headings, right? And hitting it to the AI engines in a way that prioritizes, this is important, that prioritizes the NLP terms, the key terms, which we have already deciphered, right? Look at this. It took a few seconds, generated me an article of about 1,300 words with a content grade of D already, while the suggested amount is double, and I can keep on, I can go back and add more paragraphs and headings here, and I can keep on generating. I can also do something like, I don't like this one, right? Maybe I want to regenerate this specific thing. I can do it here. I can keep on doing it until I like it, or maybe I just go and manually edit. Once I'm happy with the content, right, and sorted for me, the first draft is, okay, this is good. Now I want to move to manual writing. Just click on next or a preview button. You see all of it in front of you. You can either download it. There are several options. You can download it as a PDF, HTML, a doc file, or just export it to your editor. That's it, done. You already have about 1,300 words, content grade D, the readability matches to what we wanted, right? And it's now in the editor, which you guys, most of you would already be aware of. You got to see things like key terms, how you can use them. So see, it has already used all these main key terms. The ones which were really important, they're already present in your article, right? You can look at competition, what they're doing, quick, referral to what a specific URL is doing, go back to questions. But it also does bring in content brief on your right side. And if you see, earlier we just had an outline, but now you can have a much richer content brief where you can also add general guidelines. This comes in really, really handy when you've got writers and editors and a big team working and collaborating on a single piece. This is more of cruise mode and writing. I'll very quickly, cover the content brief, what we have, done around the brief aspect as well. So for people who are more focused and more research savvy, what we have done is we have given a facelift to our report as well. It's not a long scrollable report page, single page. Now what we have done is we have understood what the correct nudges are, what sort of metrics you want to see, trends you want to see, added graphs here. We've also understood how you are consuming different tables. For example, it's not just viewing of competitors. You might want to add something as a reference when you're sending it out for writing to somebody else. So things like this gets added as a reference, right? In our outlines, it's not just a simple scrolling list of all the outlines. We have added very relevant sorting options as well. For example, you don't want to sort by rank, you really want to check the top graded articles here. So maybe the 7th article is the highest graded article, so I'll want to look at that first, right? And yeah, clearly helps. That's that. Then we had some options, some few changes in questions. I'd like you guys to explore that. Let us know how that is working for you. And finally, this one was earlier called as NLP terms. And if you remember, you had to click on a small blurb to see how a particular term is being used across the different competition options. So now there's no need. It's already present in front of you. So for example, I'm clicking on warming and I want to see like how people are using this warming phrase. Just scroll through. You can also check this. You can also go to headings and see how warming. So warming is generally coming with either global warming or warming trends and things like that. So now like, okay, so that's how I can include it in my heading because it has a very high heading presence. Cool. I'll take a pause here, open to questions, or maybe one thing which people might be waiting for is Mayank talking about the giveaway time. And yeah.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of questions also have been coming as you were walking through the product. Let's talk about the giveaway. And this is one of the biggest contests again since we launched. So let's talk about that as well. And if in case there are any questions, let's take those as well. Right. So, Saurabh, can you again? Okay. Wonderful.
Yeah,
Perfect.
on it, sir.
Perfect. Cool.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Cool. So this is a chance. So the contest runs for like a couple of weeks, and various prizes, over $15,000 worth of prizes, various pro plans, growth plans, annual access, which are up for grabs. Every participant, of course, like the depending upon the validity of the entries, of course, but every participant wins assured SaaS credits as well. Those credits can be used for AI writing, and those can be used to generate SEO documents, SEO research documents as well. Fairly simple contest. All you need to do is, like, if you go to the next slide, Carl. Yeah, so it's for everyone, and starts today, ends on 25th. Will take a week or two to announce the results, but all we need to do is complete some of the tasks, like watch some of the videos like Saurabh was mentioning in the product. They're also on our YouTube channel. Those videos are embedded with some secret codes, so you have to find those secret codes, put them, and create a short video about Scalenut, what you like, about the new look, long form editor, cruise mode. Feel free to choose what you would like to talk about. Share it on YouTube, Twitter, refer your friends, help us spread the word. And yeah, that's it. I mean, obviously the chances of winning the free plan access, pro plan access for 1 year are highest, as you get like maximum entries. So yeah, that's what it is. We'll obviously sharing these links in the community as well as on our social channels. So in case you're not part of our community, please join. A lot of our updates directly go there, as well as other social channels. So yeah, I mean, super excited for this, and looking forward to having your honest reviews, as well as getting those secret codes out. Cool. All right.
Great.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I think feel free to ask any questions you guys would have. I'm more than happy to answer. Yeah.
Cool, guys. Any questions? I think Jason has a point. Okay. So, Jason, what exactly is the question? Okay, Jason, probably what you can do is like we can connect with you and take up this question. Yes, the webinar recording will be there. We'll send it out. Yeah, so cool. I think there is a suggestion that add a button to include all H2 H3 ideas. That is a feedback that's coming in.
Yeah.
Okay, there is a question from RF saying that how can I access the key terms and how the competitors use them from the editor panel? So it's there right in the editor in the SEO hub on the right hand side. Now there is a section of key terms. So once you go there, you will see all the key terms. You can sort them based on their importance, unused. You can do all of that. You can even generate content specific to those terms. Yeah, so that's there. Sort of feel free to add if there's something.
No, I think you covered it perfectly well. There's another one around auto-publish to WordPress coming very soon.
Yeah.
Don't ask for timelines. Like bombarded with requests and integrations and like few research-based things which we want to cover. But yeah, coming very soon, Lawrence.
Yeah. So, and there is a question that is there a way to integrate keywords which are not in NLP in a particular paragraph? So not specific. Yeah, Gaurav.
No, sorry. Of course, so not in the cruise mode, but what you can do is using the heading to paragraph template, you can add in the keywords and start using there. Yeah. In the cruise mode, it automatically prioritize NLP keywords.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mike.
And also, so all I was saying, like, you can, in the cruise mode, like you can add certain keywords you would want AI to consider other than the NLP terms. So that was like pretty much the first step where you were giving context to AI. So give the context, add additional keywords. So AI will consider those as well as NLP terms as it writes for you. Perfect. Yes.
Yeah, I think Udit, spot on. So within AI settings, you can actually play around with the relative importance and priority of NLP terms. So if there's a specific term which Scalenut thinks is just 3 on 10, but you think it's supremely important for your blog, so you can change it from 3 to 10. Just go into AI settings and there's an option to configure NLP terms. Yeah, so around content grade, and I see this coming from a few other people as well. Right now, Scalenut caters to comprehensiveness as the main agenda behind content grade. Comprehensiveness in terms of NLP terms, which you have already figured out. So there would be around 60-70 terms against every topic whenever you create a report, which comes under key terms. So proper usage of it, and we also suggest how many times ideally that keyword should come, and we've added some very smart color nudges. If it's the right usage, the term will be green in color. If it's not being used, it's gray in color. If it's outside the suggested range, it will be the yellow or red in color. So once you start using the platform, everything is going to come very automatically. And since there are a lot of things, there are like a lot of cogs in this wheel. Once you create a few blogs, believe me, all will come in very automatically. It's going to become like a part of your workflow.
Okay. Saurabh, there's one more question for you. can we change context as we are in the middle of cruise mode to guide the
Yeah.
AI to go on in a different way?
Yeah, so the good news is you can use cruise mode as many times as you want. So every time inside the editor, you can go and reinitiate the cruise mode. So in case you want to create a blog with a certain context, go ahead. Now you want to change the context again. Click on the cruise mode option in the AI toolbar and start from scratch.
Okay. Please discuss the AI settings where we could play the creativity and input the context. Did you upgrade that?
Yeah, I think we did this about 3 months back. Arif, how could you miss this, man? So in AI settings, yeah, got it.
Yeah, I'll show. This is where it is, RAPI settings, and most of the things are same, and you can change and upgrade it.
Yeah, if you could probably will send you a video with all the details around it.
Can I write an essay using the cruise mode?
Effectively, yes. Akshay, yeah, you can create long form content using cruise mode. It's best used to create SEO content because that's the whole idea. You're marrying AI and SEO, AI writing and SEO, and that's how you present it. But yeah, if you just want to write plain long form article, it's very easily usable. Yeah, Jason, for sure. I'm going to check this specific case. Yeah. Find the content created in cruises long. Is there a way to line break for long paragraph? See, this is meant to be your first draft. More often than not, the first drafts are good enough to just do minor edits and then publish. But in case you want to play around extensively, once you export the content into the editor, it's just like content in editor. You do all sorts of operations. Not just text formatting options, but even the AI writing options. You can change your AI settings to short and things like that. You can do probably anything. So the options are limitless.
Right.
Perfect. I think there is a question. Change the tone while in cruise mode, Saurabh. Is there a way?
Tone is something we're working on. It's not present at the moment. We don't want to launch a half-baked functionality, to be honest. We see that a lot nowadays, but we don't want to do that at Scalenut. So once we are super sure that tone is actually being used, we'll only launch it then. So yeah.
Can we import and create table on the editor? Arif, no, not right now, but that will happen very, very quickly. That's something, we were just waiting for this launch, and then we'll pick up a few more items. Yeah.
Thanks, Fred.
Thanks a lot, Fred. Really appreciate.
Yeah, I think Amazon product review and affiliate blogs has been requested to us. We are surely going to look into it. At the moment, it's not really possible the exact use case you guys want. We will pick it in time. It's already added in our product backlog. It's just when the priority is right and like we're picking it up, it's going to be coming out very soon. But right now I can't have a timeline.
Okay.
News-oriented articles. Gaurav, I want to quickly talk about usage of SERP ideas and how currently they can use and what probably they can expect in future.
Sure. So I think first of all, as we speak, SERP Ideas is undergoing an upgrade. You will see much more improved results being extracted through SERP. That's one. However, today you can use SERP to extract information as far as news articles is concerned, uh, and create a topic. However, in the cruise mode right now, SERP Ideas is not integrated, and that's the next step of cruise mode, that we'll integrate the SERP Facts, SERP Ideas as well. So you will see that coming very slowly your way.
Thanks, Fred. Thank
Very
you so
quickly, I
much.
mean.
Mary, thank you. Uh, Albin, so I think this might not have been so many questions. Just a second. Yeah. Please clarify which plans have excess. So, irrespective of if it's an annual plan, monthly plan, or a LTD, which we were selling last year, growth and pro plans will have access to cruise mode. It's very straightforward. You can try it out when you create a new account, but all growth and pro plans will have access to cruise mode.
All the LTD plans, basically, they are linked, mapped to their respective plans. There's no differentiation per se. And all the future upgrades will continue to come in, and they will be exactly mapped.
The good news is, as we promised last year, we will continue to offer the features to LTD community as aligned with our monthly plans. So we're not going to differentiate, say that because we're offering it to a growth plan user here in monthly plans, but we're also offering it to our LTD users.
Yes, Akshay.
And
Pro
we
means agency.
on our promise. So
And
Pro is the agency plan. Pro is the agency plan or the plan D. Yes, Liz.
Yes.
Akshay. Lawrence, if you get a content grade of C, just go to key terms. There is an option to sort the list by unused key terms and try to use as many key terms you can, and that's how you will get to content grade A. Okay.
Ankit, we can. We'll let's take this offline. Would be obviously, like, all three of us are available. We'll be happy to clarify all the answers. There is absolutely no way that we will be fair to anybody. We have been very, very clear since day one. Absolutely no issues. Let's connect offline and take it forward. We'll answer those. Similarly, Rohit, Halban, so let's do that. Okay, so a couple of questions on images, right? So Craig also said, like, can we get automatic entry of appropriate images from the likes of Pixabay into articles and blogs made with cruise mode?
Right.
Okay, so at the moment we have integrations with stock image providers where you can just search for stock images and insert them in your editor, format it up and down wherever you need it. We are looking at better integrations and better handling of imagery, because it's a very important aspect of blog writing. There are few options, and we're exploring all of them. Getting automated feed of images basis the content, or maybe having an AI tool to generate images. So we will explore and we'll launch something. But not an immediate pipeline. Immediate pipeline will not have it, but it's in our agenda, and the idea is in long term we'll have image integration as well, a much more seamless one than what we have right now. Right now you can look at stock images.
That's right.
Canva integration for sure. Lots of integrations in the pipeline. Over next couple of months, like we mentioned in our pre-launch, last couple of months have kept us busy in some of these major upgrades, but you will see like tons of new things over next quarter we can't even like tell like what's all in the pipeline, but there will be like far many releases as we go forward. So yeah, a lot of integrations. So
Saurabh, one more question for you. Are you guys working on adding own H2 and S3s in bulk and not one by one?
Yeah, it's in pipeline. Not right. It's not present right now. But yeah, we'll look into it. Again, not an immediate pipeline, but that's something very interesting, and we'll probably reprioritize. It's a good note. It's a good idea. In case you have.
I'll also reach out to you separately to understand the use case here and how we can build it more seamlessly.
Yeah, Shahid. Coming very soon. As Mayank just mentioned, lots of integrations in pipeline. So expect something in the coming weeks itself. This is immediate pipeline, this is immediate pipeline. That's a hint I can give you. But I gave it away when the new dashboard has topic clusters coming soon, that's a game changer again. That's the next thing we are very excited about. I'll refrain from talking about it right now. I don't want to take away thunder from our next big session. But that and the plagiarism coming soon.
What's the ETA?
Depends on the feedback you guys give on this UX. If you give us lots of negative feedback and bugs, we'll solve that first. But if you're like truly amazed, just let us know. We'll pick it up tomorrow itself.
But on a serious note, Vikram, I think you should expect it this month sometime.
Yeah, another integration request, Google Drive. Thanks,
Fred.
Thanks.
Yeah, I think Fred wants like how will it work? So Fred, allow us like a couple of weeks or at max 3. We'll unveil all the details around topic clustering. Thanks, Jason.
Thank you.
Yeah, about the languages. Now, like you said, like since last couple of months, we have been working on this, and languages along with other features are now moving in production as we speak. So again, like give us some time, and all like languages will start coming out.
Okay,
cool. Any last questions? Yeah. And guys, just a reminder, like, don't forget to tweet about your experience and how you're liking Scalenut so far, and the new look on Twitter at Scalenut_AI. Our team is hunting down the best tweets, and we'll be announcing the winners. You get like 3 months free pro plan access, and of course you can extend it to the entire year by participating in our mega giveaway contest as well. So don't forget to do that. It will take literally a couple of minutes, so go ahead and do that. Perfect. Any last questions?
Thanks for this.
Perfect. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you. Have a great day, great evening. Good night.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right. Okay. Bye.